Anora wins Best Picture, and it's got a $6 million budget. So you think, oh wow, my indie film is $3 million. It's half of Anora. We've got a shot to win Best Picture Oscar. Well, the bottom line is, when you take a look at the economics of a studio level film versus an independent film, there's a big gap in between. But over towards the indie film side is the independent film that's backed by a studio. And that's a different story, because Anora, yes, was a $6 million budget, and that's in the indie realm. But they spent $18 million on marketing. 3 times the budget on marketing. So altogether, you're talking about $24 million, and now, for the purposes of indie, that's out. That's out of that field. So it was independent in the fact that it was made from Sean Baker, and he's an independent filmmaker, and he went out there and made the movie. But then once the studio gets involved and they have the ability to put that money in, it's a whole different story. So this has happened before, where people will say, point to some success, Paranormal Activity or Blair Witch Project, from way back, and say, well, the movie only cost this much, my movie's the same. Or they'll say, this movie that was a big, successful independent film like Anora really didn't have any stars in it, so I don't need to put stars in mine, and Anora didn't have any stars in theirs. What you have to understand, though, is that when a studio gets behind those movies and they have the ability to put $18 million in to the movie, that's when it goes wide. So you could theoretically make a movie as good as Anora, if not better than Anora, and spend less money, and it could go nowhere. And you have no stars in it, and they don't go anywhere. Because you need that studio push behind it. You need that influx of capital to get it wide and to get it seen by a wide audience. So it's not just making the movie that gets it out there. So you can't take those rules and say, well, okay, I'm going to put no stars, I'm going to keep the budget low, I'm going to do all this, and we're just going to get as lucky as Anora or any of the other films that took off with very small budgets. It's very tough to do that. And so you have to look at it from a better economic standpoint and say, how do I stack the deck in my favor before I go into this project? But ultimately, the one thing I'll throw out to you is that if you do have a passion and you want to make a movie, with Sean Baker, many of his movies have similar themes with sex workers, and they have a similar feel to them across the boards, Tangerine and Florida Project. And so I will say that if you really believe in your project and you can stick to it, go for it. That passion may drive something, but ultimately remember that it's the lottery tickets, the ones that come out of nowhere, out of a huge field, that are ones that get the publicity. So that doesn't always mean it's going to work for you, but I'm not telling you not to try. Hey everybody, quick pitch on the Movie Producer Mastermind at Filmmaking Stuff HQ. If you want to learn how to finance your film, make your film, and then sell it and distribute it, this is where you need to be. It's the ultimate resource for putting your movie together. If you want to make your dream come true, you're going to want to check it out. Also, hit like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We put up new free content every week.